for it. But anyway, I do intend from Vicky 2, I'm going to go into Hearts of Iron 3. All Vicky 2 saves will go to Hearts of Iron 3. If I have a Vicky 1 save, it goes to Hearts of Iron 1 if I can convert it. I can't guarantee any of these conversions. I don't know what converters there are. I don't know what converters I have. Then Hearts of Iron, Hearts of Iron 2, Hearts of Iron 3, and Hearts of Iron 4 will all be played through to the end, and I will try to get mods to extend them into a Cold War period. And if it becomes a hot war, I will transfer them into DEF CON. DEF CON, the only converter that I know of that exists for DEF CON is Hearts of Iron 4 into DEF CON. What I would have to do with 2 and 3 is convert 4 to DEF CON, look at the mod itself for DEF CON, and then edit it to fit the Hearts of Iron 2 or 3 saves. It would be quite annoying. It'd be very difficult, to be honest. But that is my intent. If they don't break out into a massive war and I end up controlling everything in one faction at any point, I will convert directly all of those games to Stellaris. The converter, last I knew, for Hearts of Iron 4 into Stellaris had stopped functioning properly. I could convert it anyway and see why the mod doesn't work, see what happens to it, and try to get a mod to work for Stellaris. Maybe I'll be lucky, maybe I won't. I'm pretty good with save edits and editing mods that already exist to make them work. I mean, in this game here, I've already had the Muslims rise, and that was part of When the World Stops Making Sense mod. I tried to get it into there. It got the events in, and they were able to trigger, but not properly. So what I ended up having to do with that is I had to manually add in Muhammad, and I plopped him in, and that was a while ago. That was a lot of conquering ago. I've already overtaken almost all of it, but Arabia is a remnant of his empire. He had taken over the Eastern Roman Empire. He had won. And as for so yeah, I can get mods and I can get save edits and get those done. One thing I haven't been able to do is edit the save on Crusader Kings 3. I tried only once, didn't look up any hints or guides or anything, and I'm well aware that it's obviously more difficult in that game. Don't know why. Don't know what made it harder, but when I loaded it up, it didn't load. So, yeah, that's a thing. Might have to figure out, might not care to. After I do these gigantic playthroughs, which one thing I should have done and didn't do was, instead of doing Imperator Rome to Crusader Kings 2 like I'm doing right now, is I should have done Europa Universalis Rome to, Crusader Kings 2. Or 1, or whatever, I don't remember. But I didn't do that because at the time I didn't own Europa Universalis Rome. I do now, I got it at the Black Friday sale. Hard to resist that. Everything was so cheap. $80, and that's why I have EU3 and why I have Crusader Kings 1 and like so many Paradox games that I've not had before. Nice. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and be kind of quiet now while I figure out what I'm doing here. I got to figure out why I'm doing all this. I'm just kind of sitting back, happily waiting. Eventually, I got to take down Aswan, Arabia, Cairo. I can't be quiet. I'm just surprised that the Islamic faith, the Orthodox faith, and even the Nicene faith I started with in this game have all but disintegrated, and it's mostly Catholicism now versus whatever faith the Eastern has. I think it's like some form of Muslim, Hinduism, oops, Buddhism. One of those religions from over there. I don't know. And I might be wrong about that too. I'll be mostly quiet. Forget who I'm trying to kill. Some kid Duke. I'm auto-saving, so I can't check. Whatever. Who should I war with next? Wadacia, maybe? Oh. Hmm. Ah! Duke Chizo. Okay. Still trying to get built up on the Chinese Empire, but why would I try that now? What's the point? Oh, yeah! I want an heir to the Chinese Empire. So if I get an heir to the Chinese Empire by getting a marriage, imperial marriage, myself, why not? I'm married. Oops. So let's get divorced. Before I die, let's have a marriage. And hopefully have a kid, you know? So my family can be an heir. And then it's time for me to get close to the Chinese Empire, the Western Protectorate specifically. If I can get close to the Western Protectorate, unionized with the Empire. Roman and Chinese Empire. The Roman and the Qin Empire have unified. Two continents merged together as a great power. The year is 881, and I have united everything. Under my rule, I have united the world. Not perfectly, but a lot of it's connected under me, or China, or Qin Empire. Gotta remember that. So where do I go? Maybe an area to the south of the Aral Sea. If I can get them to marry into my dynasty, I can conquer that through peaceful means. Destroying a kingdom because I don't need it. Okay, so yeah, I am going after the arranging the marriage. No? Going after the marriage in that duchy, kingdom, whatever it is. I did get it. I got the betrothal anyway. Now it's all up to the marriage. Okay. Now things seem to be moving again the way they should. Um, recording software had some issues. So I took a second to figure out what was going on. It's been fixed for now. I can't believe Persia's been crushed and will crumble, but with the death of the ruler almost indefinitely. Like, almost certainly the ruler's death will cause the crumbling of what remains of the Dacian Empire. And that's absolutely amazing to me. Yeah, it's at this point now, when I do go to war, it's almost impossible. I have to travel all my units. Crusader Kings 3 is a lot easier. I have a rally point. I put one rally point, raise them all. It takes a couple of months, but they all get rallied. I need higher RAM on this computer to do better on Crusader Kings 3 and actually make a little more on it. Untitled the Duchy of Sinai. I don't know why they want me to usurp the Duchy of Sinai that belongs to a cloudy family member and is my vassal. It makes no sense at all. Ugh. I gotta take back Alba eventually so I can have Africa from all the way down in Africa, all the way north, like everything conquered by the Roman Empire. So Rome can rule the world. I mean, I'm close to ruling China. I've united the empires. Nah, I'm looking for 5 years of peace. That's gonna be another boring 5 years, I suppose. Well, I'm gonna do something smart. I'm gonna cut ahead 5 years because that way, it won't be quite so boring. Make this a little easier. Okay, so pretty much in the end phase of this, I have moved forward the 5 years. I did successfully maintain peace, except my ruler died, and I have a new ruler, which makes it a lot more difficult. As you can see, brothers betrothed, which will give me a cloudy family member in a position next to that yellow there, which is the Western Protectorate, which is directly part of China. It's the Western Protectorate of China, or Western Protectorate of the Qin Empire. Gotta say that right. I don't want to be too offensive. I'll be offensive later. As I'm a new emperor, I want to refill my ranks. It's what I've been doing most of this game. I go through, and then at the end, the next emperor says, okay, we lost all these roles. They weren't replaced. Let's replace them. Or if I lose a court physician, I'll do the whole thing again then. Court physician and a designated regent trigger me to go through and double check all of them. So right now, I have no idea how much time I'm going to keep playing. Not much longer. It's Hiccup. Ah, me father who died at the end of last year is officially a saint. Wow! Having expanded the empire so much, he became a saint. That's shocking. Anyway, um, I don't think on this particular playthrough I'm going to follow through and actually take over the remainder of the former Egypt or take over the rest of Africa or even battle the Qin Empire. But I'm highly considering taking on the Qin Empire next playthrough. And if I win, I will. If I win, what I'll do is I'll. How will I do this? Okay, if I win, I'll go into observer mode and not touch anything. We're at the peak, we can't do anything else. If I lose, well, we've got a long game in front of us to redo it all. The alternative to winning or losing is the only claimant I really have to this throne would be that child who's going to be in position of power over them. If he dies, so saying if he dies, that's the end of the war. I don't know if it's HUD coded in to allow that to happen, but I fully intend that if I'm losing and it was at least a close war where we both lost a bunch of units, I intend to kill him off to maintain the Roman Empire, but still at that point I would go into observer mode. I fully intend to let both empires crumble because of it. If, when I say if I lose, I will lose and have a lot of game left. I want for China to push into my territory, conquer a lot of my territory. If they succeed on conquering a lot of my territory, that is when they won. If it's a stalemate, we both just fight back and forth, and I'm just losing from not conquering, at that point I'll kill the heir and end the battle. End the war completely. But I think this is getting close to the end of the game for me. Like I've done enough. We'll see how the war goes. It's probably not going to go very well. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't end up losing the footage or something ridiculous due to like the computer crashing or something weird. It's already happened. It's already happened several times. There are times I don't even know about it until later. Okay, yeah, I'm talking about a potential failure and everything crashed on me again. Luckily, I caught it crashing, so I was able to fix it very easily. If I hadn't caught that crashing, it would have been a lot more difficult. At this point, you're getting some gameplay footage of just me and my order. It's just me trying to be like my father and be a holy man. I'm surprised at this point Dacia hasn't already crumbled. Maybe those mountains cutting it off are actually holding it together because they're both on the sea, even though those seas don't really connect to anything. Anyway, yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it quits soon. I'm just building up what I have. I'm increasing the power of my own, the strength of my own capital. I'm increasing the strength of all these buildings. Wait a minute. Still, I follow the papal states, which are independent from me. They should listen to me, but they don't. Fools. It is what it is. I've reintegrated so much of the old Roman Empire, except for Britannia. I'm pretty much right where I was, and stronger. I've taken the old Germanic states. I am Rome. The Claudies have ruled Rome for mostly, I'd say, 800 years, 900 years roughly. They've ruled Rome. Claudies have done it successfully and will continue to be the rulers of Rome. It is an elected office now instead of a hereditary office. Words failed me at that moment. Oops. But yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. Looking good. Okay. Back at it. I'm tired of doing this. This has been a long time coming. It's getting frustrating and annoying, and I gotta leave soon, so places to be, things to do. Can't spend all day at this. Yeah. I'm going to call it quits. This game is getting boring. Probably the next thing I do is we'll advance right into the war with China. Because, yeah, we've united us. I want to conquer them. I want to see if I can actually control China. If I can control the Qin Empire, I control the world. If I fail, well, I failed. I failed. If I fail, I fail. It is what it is. It is what it is. I suppose that's the best way to say that. Hope I don't fail, but if I do, I'll live with it. Okay, guys. Good night. I'm off.